mode, LeetCode, beast 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 mode.
Yo, Paul, what's up?
Main thing, really, I'm a coder. Copy things and need machines. I ain't such a loner. San Francisco patience got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. LeetCode.
Yo, Paul, B-Man, awesome guy, what's up? Yo, I miss y'all. I haven't been on the stream in a while. This has to be a quick one too. Awesome. Bro, I'm just gonna like do a little bit of PHP, ramp up on PHP a little quick. I can only stream for an hour today. I have friends visiting from out of town, so do a quick one. Just do like some quick LeetCode questions. Which company? Yo, what's up? What's up? Let's do some quick. Let me do number of islands in PHP. Yo, what's up? Everybody's pulling up. I haven't streamed in a while. Yeah, it's gonna. I can only stream for an hour today because I have friends joining up from out of town. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got down level, man. But we'll see. I'll let y'all know if I'm gonna grind right back up to senior. We'll see. Alright, let's get some PHP in. Let's bang on some PHP right in the morning. Hell yeah. Mod, where you at right now? You ready? Why PHP? It's because Meta uses PHP. Here, let me get the chat on the thing. I just want to start the stream ASAP and get everyone tuned in. This is not a... We pop out at your party. Tech stack is like PHP and stuff. This is why I'm grinding out PHP. It's kind of nasty, but Paul knows. Everyone who was on my last stream, they saw the PHP and like they're like, this is disgusting. Trying to get into an ML role. You think a master's program is worth it? I'm not sure, honestly. I've never tried to get an ML role. Before, back in the past, you needed to do a ML. You needed a master's to do ML. I think times have changed too. But I think if you're trying to break into it right away, yeah, you probably need a master's. But if you're working at like a FANG company or like a high growth startup, or even you're working at Anthropic as a SWE, you could probably find a way to finesse it into a ML role after some time without taking a master's. See. ML3 not able to crack third round. What did they ask you? Awesome guy. When did I join? I'm about to start on Monday. Now, Lash, what are you? What track are you? In which year did I graduate? 2021. How to be good at DSA? I'm not able to think of solutions on my own. To get good at DSA, is just practice, man. I wonder why OpenAI pays so much more than everyone else. Well, because the company's going crazy. They want to get the top talent, but I think a lot of their salary is the stock. What do you mean by core ML? So are they asking you the different algorithms, or are they asking you, is it like an ML system design? What languages are you proficient in? Pretty much, I would say Python, JavaScript, and TypeScript, and I've done some Java. I can work with Java. I've done it before. So I would say those three. I don't try to learn too many languages. I just learn whatever I need to do for my job. How to crack and get into DevOps? I don't know anything about DevOps, I'm not gonna lie. So resources to learn JavaScript. This is a good one. So the language that I have the most proficiency in is definitely JavaScript and TypeScript. Because I've done that for the last 4 years. The front end and in my last company, the back end was also in TypeScript. So I have a lot of experience in that. But for the last year, I've been doing Python backend. But I also do Python for data structures and algorithms. That's why I would say I'm proficient in that Python as well. Python and TypeScript and JavaScript, those are my main ones. But I'm open to learning new languages. Like I'm learning Hack right now. Is Meta only one company where you applied for? Yeah. It's pretty much that's the only one company that I took interview at, and yeah, decided to switch over because the team that I got put on was pretty good. And yeah, it's just I've never worked at a big company too, so we'll see how it goes. Core ML, they are mostly how you implement standard ML and deep learning algo without using any library, only use NumPy. Is there any? Can you make videos on backend? Yeah, I can make some videos on backend. Was Meta my dream company? I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. I never thought about it too much. Only till now, Meta was doing strictly like or it was like a social media, right? But now they're kind of branching off into all types of stuff. I'm starting my full-time job next week and it's using TypeScript. I did a couple projects, but what are some ways I can better prepare myself? Okay, had a couple questions about how to prepare, how to ramp up and learn new things. Roadmap. Yo, hit levels FYI. Have you heard of levels FYI? So chat, developer roadmaps is a good way to figure out how to ramp up on stuff. You can come in here and pretend if I'm learning TypeScript. Why is this just a picture? Wait. So okay, pretend you're learning full stack development. I mean, is that the same as Glassdoor and levels, or is something changed on Better Way? It's pretty accurate on levels. Let's see. So if I want to learn TypeScript, somebody in the chat asked how they could learn more about TypeScript. So just check out this TypeScript roadmap. You can pretty much see here that, I mean, there's also a JavaScript roadmap because Java or TypeScript is just built on JavaScript. So if you don't know JavaScript, doing TypeScript is just hard. That's the annoying thing about learning TypeScript is you just need to fully know JavaScript and know it pretty well, and then it'll help you do Java, or you need to know JavaScript pretty well, and then it'll help you do TypeScript a lot better. But it's like just more to learn. But yeah, if you want to dive deep into TypeScript, look at this TypeScript roadmap. Talks about TypeScript versus JavaScript, the TS config. These are all important introduction setup things. And then it shows all the tools for running TypeScript, compiling TypeScript, and everything. Then it goes into all the different types, all the different primitives. So here, hop into the Discord. Usually I have to take the calls on stream because I just have your brother on YouTube too. Yeah, my brother's on YouTube. Everyone go follow my brother. This is my brother on YouTube. Who's seen my brother before? Why do people always ask that when they hop on the thing? He'll be back. He's gonna be back soon. Everyone go follow my brother. Are you gonna commute to Menlo Park? Yeah, I'm gonna take a shuttle or something. But we'll see. If the commute is really annoying, then I'm literally, if the commute is really annoying, then I might just move there. We'll see. Hi, I'm John. A CFA. Yeah. Yo, everyone go subscribe. If you're not sub to my brother, go sub to him right now. He does tech content too. He even does LeetCode questions. He does a bunch of different things. He does a lot of algorithms like linked list, but also does finance stuff. Talks about his CFA all the time. But yeah, hope this answers this question. You must do a day in the life of a meta developer. We'll see. These companies have tons of NDAs and stuff. So, who is more good in LeetCode amongst you guys? He's getting good, but he just started coding 6 months back. So, but he's getting real good real quick. So we'll see. Give him a year, maybe he'll be better than me at that point. But right now, I think I'm up on him. Okay, let me do two-sum in PHP. Y'all will see how ugly the two-sum is. Let me do some like basic. Give an array of integer nums and a target. What made you like CS? Chose CS as a career? I think what made me like CS is that if you have any idea, if you have any ideas, you can make it come to life with CS. Well, if you have any like software ideas or even a lot of ideas, like I think if you're really entrepreneurial, CS is a good career to get into. Because you get to learn how the internet works and build internet companies, and those are some of the easiest companies to start up because it doesn't require any capital. Just pretty much sit there and code it and market it. So you can pretty much just learn, or it's just like the most entrepreneurial one or degree, I feel. Even more entrepreneurial than business, I would say. Because I mean, you take a whole business degree and you can't even start your own startup. Like I feel like there's more people starting companies that are in CS degree than business degree. So that's what I like about CS. It's fun. Like every time I have an idea, I don't have to think about. I could just think about. I could just try to implement it. Evan, are you following John too? Yeah. What's the most challenging thing I faced in my past jobs? Let me think. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Like stuff is just hard every day. The job never gets easier. I've been programming for 4 years, and every day the job is still hard. Well, because as you get better, you have to take on more increasingly harder things, things with more scope, things across multiple teams, all that stuff. So it just gets harder and harder. And the only time it probably would get easy is if you're like, okay, I don't want to take any more scope on or anything like that. But then I would get bored like that. Yo, Evan, what's up? Oh, you're the one that I saw in person. That was crazy. Evan, are you going out tonight? I have some friends visiting from out of town. Yeah, Evan, at YOLO there was a concert. It was like a hard techno music, so it's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's my type, but one of my friends really likes hard techno, so we were just going like we were like raving. Yeah, Evan, text me. Yeah, Evan is the first person I met in real life. We were at some one of my friends, the Camille guy, the YC founder, invited me to some event, and we were at some event. It was like in this back room where they had a DJ, and then Evan pulled up. We took a shot. So Evan's the first. Yeah. Oh, you knew the guy too, right? Yeah. I got invited there from this other guy I know. So Evan, how's the study grind? You're in school, right? Oh, you're going to Berkeley for a concert? What's the concert? I was just in Oakland last night. Oakland is lit. Oh, damn. Preparing for finals at the club? Oh, no way. That's sick. That's actually a cool concert. How much are the tickets? How much were the tickets? Wait, let me grab something real quick. $180, not bad. How do you prepare for DSA from scratch with resources? Let me check. Yo, Evan, you follow my brother too? You follow CFA? Let's see. I'll show you a playlist quick that I built. I built this playlist just for this reason because people keep asking me this question. So I had to like spin up this playlist. Look at this playlist. Hey everyone. Try this. Right, Mac, try this playlist. This is my how to get good at LeetCode playlist. So this will teach you the fundamentals, and then I get into coding patterns and stuff. So these are the fundamental data structures: arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues, trees. I still need to add a couple more videos, but then we get into other coding patterns like two pointers, sliding window, depth first search, backtracking, breadth first search, etc. Okay, let's implement this. Let me bring up ChatGPT. My LeetCode. Oh yeah, somebody wanted to see my LeetCode rating. It's trash. I've only done 2 contests, and I tanked them. Oh, what the tank? So 1527. I need to do more though. Which city? Menlo Park, San Francisco, Bay Area, basically. Give me a quick overview of PHP. How to create variables, loops, conditionals, etc. What do you think about LLMs and if AI will replace SWEs? I'm still a student and starting my first internship this summer. I think if you're a SWE and you don't know how to, if you're a SWE and you don't know how to use AI, there's a chance you'll get replaced. Because if you're a SWE and you don't, because a SWE who knows how to use AI well could probably pump out code 5 times faster than you, or pretty much somebody who knows how to leverage AI will be more efficient than you. And if they know how to use it well, I have a feeling they could be 2 or 3 times more effective than you. So the only way the AI will only replace SWEs who don't know how to use AI. So if you're a SWE and you don't know how to use the AI properly, you're gonna get replaced by not by just the AI, but probably by like a 10x engineer in your team who knows how to use the AI, or a bunch of people. Basically what I'm saying is you just need to learn how to use the AI and you should be good. What stacks are you working with at Meta? I don't know. I haven't started. I started on Monday. The current, but I think PHP and stuff. The current design of has no way to replace humans. Paul, why do you say that? Reviews about vibe coding. Even vibe coding, if you're just vibe coding and you're not actually looking at what the AI is generating, you're just gonna be way slower. What is my job title? Software engineer. Yeah. I mean, it's not really thinking, but yeah, you're right. This is like it's like a highly debated. You can spin it into the argument that it actually is thinking. Why did I leave Rippling as a senior, which is higher than E4 at Meta? I left it because I wanted to join. I want to work on more things closer to generative AI and learn more about AI. Before I joined Rippling, I was trying to get into AI companies, but it just didn't line up properly. And I took the Rippling one before I could even do anything else. So, and at the time I was like, I just need a new job. So I just decided to go into Rippling, and I don't know. I enjoyed my time at my last company, but it was just a good time to switch. Since this is just Matrix, to work in the USA, I need a visa and sponsorship from a company. How on earth do I get this? Well, what? Where are you based, James? Where are you living? Spain? But you want to live in the U.S.? I mean, there's multiple paths to getting. If you want to learn more about getting to the U.S., I also have a whole playlist on this too. Immigrating to U.S. 101. I see. I know what people are wanting. Well, I seen them. People ask this all the time. So every time I get asked a question more than 3 times, I make a video on it, just so I don't have to explain myself on the stream. So given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of 2 numbers such that they add to the target. Okay, let's look at the PHP basics. So we have variables. We have the data types for variables are pretty much strings, floats, booleans, arrays, objects, and null. Conditionals, yeah, simple conditionals. Else if. It's like Python, but you say full else if. I don't really do too many. I don't work on microservices too much, so I'm not sure about that. Like, what do you want to know about microservices? Did you not grind for SF? No, I only grinded for SF for when I graduated. Honestly, it wasn't even in my radar moving to SF. It was kind of something that happened right before I was, like a year before I was graduating. I was like, just decided that I wanted to get into SF. So all of the interviews that I was doing when I was about to graduate were full interviews because I wasn't an intern, so I couldn't get converted. So I was doing like full-time role interviews. Pretty much the processes that I was doing when I first graduated are the same processes that I was doing that I do right now to get my other jobs. It doesn't really change for a new grad. Usually for an internship, it's a bit less interview, or the interview process is different. But if you're interviewing for a new grad position, it's almost like you're interviewing with 1 or 2 years experience. Parvez, like, where are you using microservices at your work? Because if you're trying to use microservices on your side project, I feel that's overkill. The best way to learn about microservices and how they talk to each other is get work experience on it. My question is, as a fresh graduate, I don't see how to stick out and be considered given the candidate pool there will be graduates from USA. How the company is going to select someone from Spain? I mean, it's a good question. Okay, I'll get to these questions. Let me drink some water. Hold up. Let me see what my friends are saying. I'm gonna get to your questions in like 30 seconds. Damn, I didn't get to prep at all. But these are good questions. This is fun. As a fresh graduate, I don't see how to stick out. Yeah, that's so how to stick out if you're not from the US is building your portfolio. So building your resume, working on side projects, being good at LeetCode, maybe being good at code forces, and then straight reaching out to people. If you look at my LinkedIn, the way that I was messaging people, begging them to interview me, I'm LGM. What's LGM? Your Grandmaster? Why do HFTs exclusively hire top legendary? You're a legendary Grandmaster in Code Forces? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Why don't you try to work for a fan company or one of these big companies in Europe? And then you could switch on a visa from Europe to the US if you want to do that. A lot of the really good people from Europe I know, they mostly come from they're usually transfer like that, or they come on like the other ways like H1B. Okay, in my country, the comp sci degree is of 3 years, so you graduate in 2028. Is that bad? What should I do? I start school this year. No, I think 3 years is a good time. I would just the main thing I would focus on when I'm doing my degree is trying to get internships because internships will help you land a full-time role. If you don't have internships and you graduate, it makes it really hard for you to get a full-time role. So when I was in school, the main thing I was focused on is getting internships and just literally just any internship. My first internship was super low paying. I was basically working for free. But you just need to get work experience under your belt and just break into the door, especially as a student. Yeah, exactly. Evan, exactly that's what I did. I worked at a research lab, and yeah, that was my first work experience. But that helped me get my second work experience, and my second one helped me land my third, and it just snowballs from there. And now all my work experience is helping me land other work experience. You do. I don't have to prepare for hack. Why? Does the AI just code the whole thing for you? Is it that easy? How should I prepare? Nah, I'm just taking it easy. I'm just hanging out. How different is data science? Well, it's completely different. Data science. The role the interview process is different. I've never had to do a data science one, but I know they're not just gonna do. I don't think they'll make you do system design. They'll probably do make you do some statistics. They're gonna try to see your statistical thinking and stuff probably. Yeah, are you good with stats? Some linear algebra. Oh, if you're dropping links, it won't show. What are your suggestions you can give to pursue a career learning Python? Um, to get what do you mean exactly by that? A career learning Python. Yeah, if you don't enjoy the web dev, I wouldn't do web dev. There's so much more to. There's so much in tech. If you work at a startup, you're mostly gonna be doing full stack, honestly. A lot of the startup companies I see hiring, even OpenAI, if you're not working on the models, you're building full stack applications around it. Or you're building new features on OpenAI, you're building like the GPTs feature, all that stuff. That requires full stack skills because there's a front end component and the back end component usually. Popo, do you have a degree? Where's Izzy and Caesar? They're sleeping. We were out late last night. Patrick, where are you at today? I heard y'all are going out. Oh no, Caesar's up. Caesar's up. Caesar's up. National on 10? Bro. No way. Oh, okay, okay. I see. Would you ever refer someone in Meta? Yeah, I refer people I know all the time, but I need to know them. Even if I barely know them, so I'll still refer them. I don't really care. But if I just start referring everyone off my YouTube, they might fire me. Honestly, just being straight up. Do you think? Do you think the job market? Do you think the job market has improved compared to 2022, 2023? Yes, the job market is better, I would say. But the job market is better, but companies are really focused on finding top, or if you have a really good resume, you will not have trouble landing interviews in this job market right now. But I think right now it's hard for people just starting up. I think it's just as bad for people just starting out as it was before. But if you have a good resume, if you have work experience already, if you worked at some good companies, you won't have trouble finding a job right now or getting interviews. But I think the standard for getting into companies is higher right now, because I was doing some interviews where I did well. Back in 2021, I probably would have got the job, but then I got rejected in 2025. So I think they upped the standards a bit. Referrals don't really have weight at big companies. Recruiters still assess and reject. Bob, I took up the offer maybe a few weeks back. And my last day at my previous company was on Friday, and I start Meta on Monday. Yeah, I think people's standards are so high. Maybe they go on the internet and they see that that software engineers make this X, Y, and Z, or 150K, 200K, fresh grad. So everyone kind of expects that that's going to be their first job. And realistically, it's not that easy to get a job that's going to pay you 150K right off the bat. You have to work on it. You have to work your way up. Let's see. Of course it's doable, honestly. For sure it's doable to just graduate and just make 150K. But it's not as easy as people make it seem on the internet. And really the people on the internet posting it, there's already a selection bias for people who are, or survivor bias or whatever. Like the people who are posting it, the people who are going on YouTube dropping videos on their job make of how much money they make and stuff, that's a very small portion of people. And only, yeah, basically that's what I'm saying. I was on 60K before graduating. I went part-time at uni to work, just build stuff for real. How to make... I've never done open source contribution in my life. Okay. Hold up. I actually answered this question already. Like how to break into Silicon Valley. Yeah, open source is overrated, bro. I would only do open source if I really cared about it.
Hold on.
Like if there's a library that I really care about, then maybe I'll push to it, but... Okay, this is my video on how I broke into Silicon Valley. I explained this thing in detail. James, what was your comment? There's been so much comments. It's going I can't answer I have to answer questions from everyone too. So I think I missed yours. People who do open source. How to make contribution to an open source project? I said I've never done open source project. Yeah, yeah. I've never done it. I built projects and put it up on GitHub. I do everything closed source. Yeah, if you want to figure out how I broke into Silicon Valley as a new grad, I have this video right here. Most of my most of the things that I work on is not open source projects, but if I have an idea, I try to code it up. So I have a couple projects in my resume. This is I the one of the ones that I have is this UFC Chrome extension. So this is the UFC Chrome extension that I have on my resume. If you go on my GitHub, have things like XYZ problems on LeetCode in their resume, right? I've seen that. So I have like I have a research paper that I have. Where is it? There's like if you look at my GitHub, I have a tons of repositories and I push a lot of code there, and I make a lot of things that I write public. That and then I in my resume I link to these repositories. So I try to I mostly build out my own projects and just put it here. I don't really contribute to open source. Hope that answers your question. Fun fact. Yeah, I don't know. India is ultra competitive, and it's all about when I see people in or the resumes in India, it's just crazy. It's ultra competitive there. Yeah, people are talking about like everyone's grinding lead code, talking about who has more problems done than the other. But even I think Asia culture when it comes to school, the way that they do it, that I've seen, is just more cutthroat than in the U.S. and Canada. Like what how they rank everyone from the top student to the bottom, and you could see, oh, I'm the third best student, the fifth best student. In Canada, they stopped even giving people letter grades. Nice. Got a couple of people from Meta hopped in the chat. Are you working at Meta in Brazil? Where are you, Addy? Are you talking about in India? Competitive programming is getting way too competitive. Yeah. Is data engineering roles simpler to get into? I've never landed a data engineer role or interviewed for a data engineer role. Paul in the chat would know. I would say it's just as hard. Yeah. Data eng. I've never seen data. I feel like data engineering is a role that's just came out in the last couple of years, because I've never seen that role in my life back in the days when I was applying. I've heard of it, but so many people on my in my chat have been talking about it more and more these days. Alright, let me refill my water. So, how? Yeah, Google interview. You don't have to run the code. In a lot of ones, you don't have to run the code, or the fan companies. My total years of experience, 4. Paul's gonna transition to researcher, machine learning researcher. Loops, while loops. Okay, this is a good basics. Okay, let's implement this function. Let's do. So we need a map. So I'll do map. It's weird that the map just uses straight up uses an array here. So we could do map for. How do you do a for loop again? In PHP, PHP is so old school. They don't have a numerator or anything. You just have to do straight for loop like this. I plus plus. I is less than. How do you get the length of nums? How do you grab the length of nums? Oh, the condition comes here. I've never had to write a for loop like this in a while. I equals 0. I is less than. I need to get the length of nums. Then we do I plus plus. Do we get size of the array? CPU. Oh, we do count. Echo. For. Oh, these semicolons are gonna kill me. So 1, 2, 3. Lovable clone in PHP. You'll be ready for your meta job. What's lovable clone? Magnum, do you work at Meta right now? Array keys. Okay. remove elements, adding elements. That's easy. What? What happens if I access a key? Wait, let's see what happens if we access a key that doesn't exist. Let's say echo map I. Do we get an error? Oh, we just get nothing. Okay. Control or change your team if you don't like PHP. I don't mind PHP that much. Missing equals target minus nums. And people are telling me that if people are telling me that I don't like, there's some AI tools and stuff that I don't really need to learn this that much, but I'm just learning it for fun. If return not missing I. So we're using the map. It's so weird how we have to use an array for the hash map and just a regular array. We do numzi here equals I. Should this work? Target 9. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens when we echo the map at the end. It should always return, or there should always be a result, right? Let's see what the map looks like. Oh, just... What's the net profit? You can use like a salary calculator, California. So run this paycheck, run this, dude, the taxes in California is nuts. Yo, Paul, your memory is so good. Were you studying it? Cause you're young, man. You retain information well. Just wait till you get to my age. You're gonna lose that. I'm just kidding. Maybe your memory is still gonna be good. If array key exists. Okay. Yo, PHP's bad. Nice. There, I got two sum down. Let's see if we could do. Alright. That was a quick stream. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow morning too and catch up with everyone, but I have to go meet up with some people. I'm literally about to go grab a haircut real quick. Yo, that was a quick stream. Hope I answered everyone's questions. There's a lot. Okay, Evan, hit me up. But all right. Hope everyone has a good rest of the day. I'll catch y'all in the next stream. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another quick one. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a haircut, then go meet up with some friends, go eat some Mexican food. Be a good time for sure. Peace. Have a good day. Have a good day, everyone.